All right, welcome back. My name is Jared with My Life Financial. In this video, we're going to talk about your options explained. There's all these changes in 2026 for Medicare with UnitedHealthcare leaving and just a disruption in many different states across the United States. There's been a lot of plan changes, companies leaving, carriers making changes. So we're here to offer information to help with that. This presentation right here is called Medicare Explained. I tried to share this with multiple people when they are turning 65, going on to Medicare. And what we're going to do is explain the basics of Medicare, what we call original Medicare, Part A, Medicare Part B. And it kind of gives an understanding of why we look at those other company plans, Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare Supplement, prescription drug, and kind of shares why those are offered and what they're needed. So let's go through this Medicare Explained really quickly. All these numbers that I'm going to be sharing are for 2026. They show posted, but it says on there not officially posted. I hope they're correct, but be looking for information if they're not correct, or let us know if you see something different. Medicare is changing all the time. It takes forever for them to get out information. So us as licensed insurance agents, we just try to do the very best we can to keep up with all those changes. This is what we call Medicare, original Medicare. It's Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B. You have your Medicare number, Part A, which is hospital insurance, Part B, which is medical insurance, and the effective dates of those. Part A in 2026 is still showing as a zero premium, as long as you've met the requirements of 40 quarters or 10 years paying into Medicare. Every time you get a paycheck or pay your taxes, you pay that Medicare tax. As long as you've met that requirement, it's $0. If you needed inpatient hospitalization, skilled nursing, home health care, or hospice, those are billed through Part A. Now in 2026, days 1 through 60, you would have a deductible of $1,716 if you only had Part A and Part B and nothing else to go along with it. You'll see at the bottom, it says you can pay this up to 5 times per year. The reason why is because that deductible resets every 60 days. If you go beyond 60 days, days 61 through 90 is $429 per day, which adds up to $12,870. Then if you look at days 91 through 150, that's $858 per day, which is $51,480. So it adds up really quick and gets expensive really quick if you were to use that full 150 days. Skilled nursing, they cover the first 20 days, 21 through 100, cost $214.50 per day, which adds up to $17,160. So those are the numbers for 2026 that they are showing and posting. Medicare Part B, typically the premium starts at $206.50 per month per person. I'm going to share this with you right here. These are the numbers that we've been shown right now. You see at the very top right-hand corner, the $206.50. That is where the monthly Part B premium starts. And those numbers that go up from there, the $289, the $413, that is dependent on your income. So if you have an income reported, if you file jointly greater than $218,000, it's $289,000. If it goes up from there, it's $413. So I share that with you because if you do anything with retirement accounts or selling assets, doing anything, it can affect your Part B premium. But typically it starts at $206.50 in 2026. If you need office visits, ER or urgent care, surgery, radiology, ambulance, or life flight, those things are going to be billed through Medicare Part B, which are more common, more typical. Office visits, getting checkups, doing those things. Now in 2026, Medicare Part B has a deductible of $288. So nothing like Part B in the sense where it steps up. It's just a flat $288 for everybody for the Part B deductible. But where Medicare gets you is the 20% of approved amounts with the co-insurance covered services. So Medicare works on an 80-20. 80% is paid by Medicare, 20% is paid by you. And it's important to understand that because Medicare does not have a max out of pocket. Whether the bill's $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, you're going to pay 20% of all approved amounts. And so understand that Medicare works on that 80-20 rule with the Part B deductible of $288 in 2026. So that is Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. Now I'm going to share with you some options, especially here in Wyoming, is big disruptive. A lot of people, it depends on your zip code, states, availability. The very right-hand side, you see the Medicare Advantage plans. Those have been very common throughout the state of Wyoming with those UnitedHealthcare plans. But with those no longer being available, it's going to cause people to go shop and do other things. So I'm going to share that. But if you live in a state where a Medicare Advantage plan is offered, it is still available to you. So know that you can still use those. But in the state of Wyoming, especially the states that are losing the plans, I'm going to share with you 2 options that we can use. You can stay on what is called original Medicare, Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B. Those are all the things that we just went over. But all of those Part A and Part B expenses, the $288 for Part B, the 20%, the $1716, and all those other expenses with Part A would be your responsibility if you only have the red, white, and blue card, the Medicare card. You can easily add a prescription drug plan, which I'm going to share with you right now would be a beneficial thing to do, because every month you do not have a prescription drug plan, you actually start building up a 1% penalty per month of the national average. So let's say in 2026, they're showing that the national average is going to be $38.99. So if you didn't have a prescription drug plan for 12 months, you would have a 12% penalty of $38.99. I should have done the math. Can't do that in my head, but you can do that real quick. So for every month you don't have a plan, you're going to have a penalty. So even people that are going to go the route and only have Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B, it would be beneficial for you to pick up a prescription drug plan to help cover your prescriptions and to keep you out of that penalty if you ever do need prescriptions in the future. And you decide to add a plan there. Okay, so that's option one. You can go with Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B with just a prescription drug plan, or there's the option you see in the middle, the Medigap policy, or what is called a Medicare Supplement. So you'd have A and B, then a supplement plan, and then prescription drug coverage. And I'm going to share right here the prescription or the Medicare Supplement plans. So if you look on the left-hand side, do you see where it says benefits, and the below there it says Medicare Part A coinsurance, Medicare Part B, blood, hospice, skilled nursing, Part A deductible, Part B deductible. All of those things are listing the expenses with Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B that I just went over. And so those are listed there. A very common plan in today's world is that very middle plan, which is Plan G. Now, these Plan Gs are offered with many different insurance companies. There's private insurance companies that have been approved by Medicare to offer this Plan G, K, L, M, N. G and N are the most common that commonly used. So those plans are offered by many different insurance carriers. Now, one important thing to know is the coverage is the exact same. Plan G with XYZ company is the same as Plan G with NYC company. Okay, it's the exact same coverage, how they work. The only difference is the amount of premium that they charge. And cheapest isn't always better, just so you guys know that. It's important to use reputable companies that are recognized by doctors and hospitals that have good billing departments, good customer service. And so a lot of times we found, even if you pay a little bit more, it's worth it on the customer service end, especially if they speak English. So that Plan G, if you had a Plan G, you can see that it's covering 100% of almost everything. It's missing one. And then the very bottom one, the emergency travel, foreign emergency travel, it'll cover 80%. So if you go outside of the United States, it's going to cover 80%. But the one thing that it does not cover is that Medicare Part B deductible. In 2026, that is $288. So let's put that into perspective. Let's say you go into the hospital and you have a medical bill that adds up to $10,000. They're going to first send the bill to A and B. They're going to pay their portions. Then they're going to send it to your Plan G, and it's going to pay everything else except that Part B deductible, which is $288. So in 2026, with that Plan G, your only deductible is going to be $288. Once you pay that, you have no medical expenses. The other great part about these supplement plans is the network is based on Medicare. So as long as a doctor, hospital, facility, clinic, anybody you go see, as long as they accept Medicare A and B, they will also accept your Medicare supplement plan, whether it's G, N, or any of the others. Plan N is very similar, but you see it's missing a couple other boxes. So you'd still have the Medicare Part B deductible, which is $288. Plus, you would have a $20 copay for office visits and up to a $50 copay for emergency room visits. And then Plan N doesn't cover what's called Medicare Assignment. Medicare Assignment is a program. Let's say you go into the hospital and it's a $1,000 medical bill. And they send it to Medicare. Medicare says, nope, we don't agree. We'll only pay $600. If the doctor accepts Medicare Assignment, they just take the $600 and forget the rest. If they don't accept the $600, they hold the hospital can balance bill the rest of what your plan doesn't pay. And so Plan N is important. If you have Plan N and you go to your doctor's office, make sure, just say, hey, do you accept Medicare assignment? If they do, you don't have to worry about anything. If they don't accept Medicare assignment, just know that you could get balanced billed the rest or other expenses. So those are common plans, Plan G and Plan N. They do have a premium with them. So you'd have Medicare Part B premium, your Medicare supplement, and a prescription drug plan, depending on what it is that you need. But that is the option 2. That's what's going to be very popular in the state of Wyoming and many other states with all these changes happening, is these Medicare supplement plans were the only thing available before all this came out, these Advantage plans. And now we're going back to those in a lot of states and a lot of different situations. So there's option 1, going with just A and B with a prescription drug plan. Option 2 is A, B with a supplement to pick up all those A and B expenses with a prescription drug plan. That's what we're here to help with. We'll help you shop plans. We'll help you understand any other questions you have. But this information right here is just to explain the changes, and you can go back and rewatch this to make sure you understand it. It took me many months to learn how Medicare actually worked, so I understand if it's confusing. So just want to let you know, thank you from my team here with My Life Financial. We love and appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys, help you with these insurance questions and needs. And then if we get the opportunity to help you, we're actually what's called your agent of record. And so we tell everybody, hey, if you have questions or concerns or problems, call our office and we'll help you. So then you don't have to call the insurance companies and sit on hold and talk with all these different people and try to get those things figured out. That's what we're here to help you with. So if you'd like some help or opportunity with that, we are located in the state of Wyoming. Our office is in Evanston, Wyoming at 849 Front Street, Suite 102, Evanston, Wyoming. Or give us a call. We can schedule a phone appointment or video appointment at 435-557-3170. Hope you're having a great day. Hopefully this was helpful. Share it with your friends, neighbors, anybody else that has questions about Medicare, and let us know how we can help you. You have the best day.